All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of my Divine Journey to Let's Play. Uh, I have been busy. I have done a lot. I have done so much and, was really enjoying it. I got in a groove, got in a mindset, got in a play style, and I'm not totally used to pressing the record button. So I didn't record any of it. However, I think a lot of it was kind of tedious tasks that just took a while. So I'll share with you what I did. First, this is entirely new. This is an area I set up for the mod roots, and I tried to make like this have roots coming out of it. This mod pack, start with the pyre, create some basic spells, expand to the grove stone, enchant the grove stone, and get some other stuff. Get a fey crafter, and it's all about creating plants and kind of the magics of plants, the magic of plants. Um, Went through that mod pack and got to the final stages of it. Um, History of the Scarab, where you make the artificial scarab wings. So, oh, did I not game that? Well, maybe I'll be getting some steel soon. Um, I finished up that mod pack, got the artificial scarab wings. They're somewhere, maybe in here. Yeah, there they are. And finish it up. I got the last kind of mod. The last item you get is the stalactite, and I got that. This is aqueous solo, what you get, and it's basically soil that just has water built into it, so you don't need to have a water source nearby. And it outputs to the bottom of the drawer, bottom where I put a drawer. So I'm also growing some wheat here. The wheat's pretty new. Um, but yeah, one of the other things that I got from that mod was this guy, staff, and it has some offensive spells and some defensive spells, but my favorite is this one, the Sky Soarer. So I kind of just beeline straight for that because it allows you to, as the name suggests, fly a bit. And this is very useful because we do not have an elytra yet, or any sort of other way of getting to if I want to go on top of my house, I can do this. Before, I had no way of doing this. So this is great. You can see popping up in the bottom left down here, there are what are called cloudberries, and they are kind of the components for the spell for you to cast. So I have some growing here. These are mostly all just herbs from the Roots mod pack. They're used to craft some things, but like I don't think we're gonna use some of these ever again. But I still have some passively being produced just in case. Now, the next mod this mod pack goes into is Immersive Engineering, which I'm more of a fan of tech mods when it comes to mod in Minecraft, so this one I'm kind of more excited for than getting through Roots. I kind of just beelined through that just to be done with it, rather than taking my time and enjoying and experimenting with things. Whereas Immersive Engineering, I'm going to be setting up a lot more stuff, doing a lot more automation, and getting stuff to be passively provided for us. And the very list item for Immersive Engineering was this. This is a metal press, and what it does is you can make steel plates or iron plates or copper plates or whatever you want. And instead of using 2 ingots for it, you just need one, which is awesome because we use a load of plates. Plates, 35 different recipes just in the crafting table, not to mention the sawmill and the induction smelter and the magma crucible and the engineer's workbench and the precision. So a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So with this, we get twice the bang for our buck, which is really, really freaking useful. So I'm going to start diving into this mod. This is a blast furnace. It converts iron to steel. This is a coke oven, which converts coal to coal coke. I found out, fortunately, you can use charcoal to turn iron into steel instead of coal coke. So I set up. Got a. Probably this is a mess. This lumber axe with auto smelt on it, and I set up some big spruce trees, and those things give me tons of charcoal, which I then use to smelt tons of steel. And so I've been progressing through this mod pack, getting things started, getting some storage crates, getting steel, getting treated wood planks, what have you. This is a windmill that I can use to as a beginning power source. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. Uh, Next is I'm gonna keep going through this tree here. But just really getting started in it. Starting to get all these molds. Uh, the 3 tiers of power are LV, MV, and HV in this mod pack. Are currently on LV, but I want to start getting us higher than LV because more power is better, you know? So yeah, I will definitely hit record this time, and I think what we're going to do next is set up some more of these metal presses, or find a way to just quickly switch the mold out so I don't have to keep continuously doing them, and make it easier for me to get the ingredients we need. There's a pig. All right, so yeah, catch up with you guys soon. All right, everybody. I have some updates that I want to share. We've been making some progress through Immersive Engineering. We now have 2 fully the sails on the windmill, 2 fully sailed windmills running, supplying us power. I upgraded from 1 presser to 3 pressers so that instead of having to swap out these little plate guys, these little mold guys, every single time I wanted something else, I could just put it all in one. They get put into, or I could put each one individually into different spots. They get put into these chutes, sent down on a conveyor belt, and end up down here. I have some copper plates waiting for me. I've been producing a ton of coal coke, just trying to get as much of that as I can, so that I can just stockpile it, because this coke dust will be used to create hop graphite dust, 8-to-1, which is kind of a terrible ratio. But this then gets used for basic mechanical pipes, which are incredibly important for the mechanism mod. But these get turned into graphite ingots, which eventually get used for a whole ton of other stuff. And then the graphite electrodes, and then the graphite electrodes, blah, 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 blah. Oh, gotta sleep. I do not want to fight any monsters. But anyways, I want to get that process somewhat automated, because right now I have to take the coal coke and then walk over here to the crusher. We upgraded our blast furnace to an advanced blast furnace so that we can start getting more and more steel. I just kind of have this passively going with charcoal. Sorry for that Discord notification. Hopefully my computer didn't pick that up. I'm popular, I know. I set up a crusher quickly with a little storage crate for it to be put out into, and have set up an industrial fermenter and a industrial squeezer, both of which will be providing us with various different things. I think, so looking at the tree here, I automated all the things. I didn't even make this, but I'll take it. What are these? Common projectile and specialized projectile. Let's go with specialized. Sounds like it would be harder to make. But looking here, my issue right now is power generation, because I have these windmills. However, the windmills are rather hard to make a lot of. Uh, I have one of these thermoelectric generators, which are pretty good. One is enough to provide a steady amount of IF into the blast furnace and the crusher. However, I would like more of them. But in order to power them, you need a heat differential. So you need ice and a hot block on the other side, which is yellorium, which fortunately is kind of in abundance in caves down below. But the packed ice is my ketchup. And I would rather have mustard, because so I got a ton of ice. I spent a really long time trying to find ice in the world, going like 6,000 blocks out just to find this ice. I found a few stacks, but it turns out the regular crafting recipe of 9 ice into 1 packed ice is not in this mod pack, which is really unfortunate because I don't think you can use regular ice for these guys. If you can, it's not as effective. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for power generation. There's lightning power, as this mod pack calls it. However, I don't know how useful this is. I don't know, because it says like, oh, the lightning will discharge and then it'll be stored and you can use it. But I feel like that's not a super consistent power source. I like the much more passive, like thermoelectric generators, which are constantly producing, or the windmills. So some other options we have are biodiesel generators. I think here, yeah. Which are required for mechanisms. So I'm probably going to try to start setting up a way to pacify that, so that we can just get a lot of power consistently. I don't think the power mod is in this pack. No. So I'm gonna start working towards that. However, the issue is these two machines that are behind my head, the squeezer and fermenter, they need power, and currently, my one little thermoelectric generator is not enough to provide that. So, as a temporary solution, I think I'm gonna go try to find packed ice. Looking at the JEI page for World Gen, it says in the overworld it will generate around 24. I don't know what biome that is. I'm probably going to try to look it up, see if I can't find it, and get us some packed ice. Because if we do get some packed ice, then I could just use thermoelectric generators, which would make all of this a lot easier. But for now, we're starting to move this way. I'm going to make a little path up here. I'm going to make this all look a bit nicer too, probably in the next little while, because I don't really like walking on grass. This is more of an industrial area, so I'm probably going to do some kind of stone paths, some kind of stone ground, and then a nicer staircase going up. I'll probably move the crusher up to here so that all the energy from this can be directed just to producing steel, because we need so much steel always. And then move the crusher up here and get biodiesel production going. So with that, I'm gonna start hunting for packed ice. Oh, I also upgraded my pickaxe, because before my other pickaxe was just dying all the time, running out of durability. So this is a cobalt pickaxe with momentum, magnetic 2, luck 3, a diamond, and haste, which has been serving me pretty well. Yeah, I put silk touch on my hatchet. One of the things I'm doing for charcoal is just using trees, big old spruce trees. Yeah, so I will see you all momentarily. Enjoy this epic gaming montage. All right, everyone. It wasn't that much of a montage, because I just got a little bit of things that didn't make great clips done. So let me give you the grand tour. First, I made a little pathway, so to each of our coke ovens, then to our alloy kilns, then to our blast furnace, to our I don't even know what you call it, presses, metal presses and things, to our storage crate. Going up, I'll probably make one to the crusher in a bit. I don't know how much we're going to use this crusher. I'll explain why in a second. But going up, we now have a bit more of a power setup floating in the sky. That will change eventually once we get some better power sources. Unfortunately, these don't produce too much, but it's enough for now. So we got our squeezer, we got our industrial fermenter, and then, last but certainly not least, we got our refinery, which has led us to be able to get the coveted biodiesel fuel. I think it's called biodiesel fuel, biodiesel bucket. So with this, we're going to be able to get into the best mods in the Minecraft modding community, Mechanism and Applied Energistics 2. I wanted you all to join me for unlocking those chapters. In here, we have some osmium, and then we don't have any Certus quartz, but that's okay. I'm going to go get some Certus quartz and sleep. All right, so it's a bit of a long story, but I do not have 2 buckets of biodiesel fuel. Typically, at this point in the mod pack, you do, but I do not. So we're just going to go into Mechanism for now and start next episode with checking out what Mechanism has to offer now that we have energized osmium ingots. Do I need more than 8? Energized osmium. Claim 24 more Mechanism. 24 more Mechanism, 24 more osmium. And we get this wonderful mod Mechanism. So, we'll start next episode going into Mechanism, getting more biodiesel. So biodiesel can be used as a energy source, and that's going to be probably the first big energy source that we use. Currently, we're just kind of running off thermoelectric generators to put around, but we want something better than that because it doesn't even supply enough to power like these 3 machines. I have to put a windmill up there too. We want something that can power all of our machines without needing to be set up every single time. So we're going to get started on that next episode. I'm also going to be connecting these guys up, putting the outputs to go into the input of the refinery so that we can just automate the biodiesel production rather than having to stand there. Because like so far, like biodiesel, for example, for plant oil, you need seeds. So I had to stand here with seeds, put the seeds in, take a bucket, turn, and walk over here and put the bucket into there. Which is way more than I want to be doing. Because we have better stuff to do, like going into Mechanism, exploring this this mod, getting all the things. Also starting to do this. Next episode, we might also venture into the rest of the Nether, as well as the Twilight Forest, if we can get some better gear. I know that the Aether is coming up eventually in this mod pack, which allows us to get much better gear. Because for right now, we really just have the stuff that we can get around here, which, while it's not bad, it's not great. And we need some great stuff, because we're great, and you're great too. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of Divine Journey 2. Bye!